For something as dangerous and specialized as underwater welding, you might expect the training to be rigorous. But who could imagine an exam where you weld underwater in the actual sea, battling currents and salinity? That's precisely what the CEDIFOP training centre in Palermo demands of its students, setting a remarkably high bar for an already demanding profession.
Sophie, what exactly distinguishes an underwater welder trained by CEDIFOP from any other qualified diver in this field?
Well, nah, we're not just talking about a diver who can use an oxyhydrogen torch. CEDIFOP cultivates an elite professional embodying three critical elements: strict Italian legislative rigor, international technical certification for open sea welding, and the highest global safety standards. It's essentially an international passport for professional excellence in this very niche market.
An elite professional certainly sounds impressive, but let's break that down a bit. What's involved in becoming such a highly trained diver even before they pick up a welding torch?
It starts with foundational diving expertise. You cannot be an industrial underwater welder without first being an extraordinarily trained diver. The training path is intense, requiring students to accumulate between 60 and 80 real dives, meticulously recorded and validated in their personal logbook. This isn't just local recognition either. The International Diving Schools Association, or IDSA, certifies this training. Their 2025-2026 list of equivalents, updated to July 2025, confirms that CEDIFOP's course guarantees recognition equivalent to international standards. Specifically, it qualifies graduates for IDSA Level 2 or Surface-Supplied Inshore Air Diver.
So, Level 2 covers inshore work. Does that mean it's primarily for coastal projects, or is it a stepping stone to something more?
It is absolutely a springboard. While Level 2 is a crucial achievement for coastal work, it's also the essential prerequisite for accessing the next level, the Offshore Air Diver Top-Up, which is equivalent to IDSA Level 3. This higher qualification is recommended by IMCA, the International Marine Contractors Association, for anyone working on oil platforms and in deep-water international contexts.
That clarifies the diving aspect, but you mentioned Italian legislative rigor. How does that framework support or even mandate this level of training?
Industrial diving in Sicily, and by extension Italy, is governed by pioneering legislation, Regional Law No. 7, 2016, which regulates training content for industrial diving activities. The CEDIFOP welder fully meets the requirements of its implementing decree, Presidential Decree of 7th December 2018, number 31.
And what specific provisions does that decree include?
Page 7 of Decree 31, 2018 specifies very strict criteria for the inshore level. It mandates the number and type of dives, including scuba and surface supply dives up to 30 meters, that must form part of the diver's background and be recorded in their logbook to achieve operational legality. This regulatory framework provides CEDIFOP graduates with what's called a double legal protection.
Double legal protection, how does that work?
First, they register at the Harbour Master's Office to attain the qualification of OTS, or Operatore Tecnico Subacqueo, technical diver, complete with their diver's record book. Secondly, they're registered at the first level, inshore, covering 0 to 30 meters, in the telematic registry of industrial diving. This registry is established at the Department of Labour of the Sicilian region. It's a public online tool that allows companies to verify in real time the regularity and validity of a commercial diver's certifications.
So it's not just about diving. It's about being a fully recognized, legally compliant professional. Now, let's turn to the welding itself. What makes the CEDIFOP welding certification unique?
This is where the CEDIF welder truly stands out, the double exam. At the end of their training, students undergo a rigorous evaluation for certification as an underwater welder in accordance with UN-EN ISO 15618-1, specifically for hyperbaric wet welding. What makes it unique in Italy is that the exam, tests, and hyperbaric wet welding are carried out directly in salt water in the sea. This recreates the actual complex operational conditions, currents, visibility, salinity that the welder will encounter in real offshore or inshore worksites.
That's a significant difference. It sounds like they're really weeding out anyone who isn't prepared for genuine conditions. Are there strict requirements to even get to that final welding exam?
Absolutely. CEDIFOP upholds professional standards by reserving access to the final UN ISO 15618-1 test only for those who meet the requirements for registration in the Sicilian region's telematic registry. This means only those who already hold the CEDIFOP inshore diver certificate or who are taking the exam simultaneously can qualify. It ensures that those certified are first and foremost professionals focused on underwater safety, not just improvised welders.
So, CEDIFOP primarily trains new recruits for this demanding field, but what about experienced professionals who might need to renew their certifications or those trained elsewhere?
CEDIFOP operates as a national hub for skill maintenance, not just initial training. It periodically holds exam sessions for renewals of expired certifications and for external professionals. This includes commercial divers already registered in the Italian registry with demonstrable experience through a logbook, industrial divers with logbooks compliant with IDSA Level 2 standards who trained abroad, and even those registered as deep sea divers or palombari.
The rigorous entry requirements for the courses themselves must also contribute to the overall quality then.
Precisely. In compliance with the Sicilian region's registry of qualifications, the access rules are very strict. Candidates must have Italian, EU, or regularly resident non-EU citizenship, with at least a middle school diploma. EU citizens need a valid diver's record book or an IMCA D20/01 International Medical Certification of Psychophysical Fitness, while non-EU citizens require the IMCA D20-01 examination. Crucially, they also need valid certifications for the first 2 levels of recreational or sport diving as a baseline.
This all sounds like a very comprehensive, locally rooted but internationally aware training scheme. Can you elaborate on the global passport aspects? How does this training translate internationally?
The IDSA Level 2 recognition means that the diploma issued by CEDIFOP enjoys immediate global recognition. It places their surface-supplied inshore air diver qualification on par with national standards in countries like Australia, Canada, France, and Norway. Beyond that, Article 1.4 of the Sicilian Region's Presidential Decree No. 31 of 2018, combined with the European Directive 2005/36/EC, enables CEDIFOP to issue a Europass certificate supplement. This document standardizes the acquired skills, explicitly confirming compliance with Regional Law 7/16, making the qualification instantly understandable and usable by employers across the entire European Union. The Professional Qualification Certificate is also legally recognized at EQF 3 level, the European Qualifications Framework, ensuring seamless placement in the European labour market.
So, a CEDIFOP-trained underwater welder truly has a quality-assured passport to work globally.
That's it, Noah. The CEDIFOP welder is synonymous with transparency and certified quality. It's telling that their official list of all qualified and certified underwater welders is public, accessible on their website, and interconnected with the Department of Labour's telematic registry. What's more, their students come from all over Italy and indeed from various European and non-European countries, underscoring CEDIFOP's role as a global reference point in industrial diving. Someone coming out of CEDIFOP hasn't just attended a course, they've passed a rigorous selection, welded in the open sea, comply with state laws, speak the language of international IDSA and IMCA standards, and are ready to operate immediately in the world's most challenging work sites.
If you found this discussion illuminating, please share the episode with someone who would appreciate its insights.